on Euphoria. We always try to do something really different and cool and unique. We're dressed up usually in the most insane costumes. It's this huge production that is put together just for one look. It'll be an iconic look.
Natasha came on this season, and I always loved her sense of humor and her sense of style. She did an incredible job.
I absolutely adore working with Sam, but I was also a little bit trepidatious just because I don't love the idea of taking on an established aesthetic. But I read the scripts and I talked to Sam and Ashley and realized there was a passage of time between seasons 2 and 3. This season, we're building different worlds for each character, and they all get to commingle and become what is Euphoria. I like to try to get into the mindset of the character. I love to just talk out my vision with an actor and pick their brains so that we can have the most fruitful fitting possible. That's where the magic happens. Like a lot of addicts, Rue is stagnant. When she's in Lori's world, she's wearing like shirts maybe she got on a drug run to Mexico, like Hawaiian shirts. When she moves into Alamo world, maybe grabs a Western shirt out of the Silver Slipper Lost and Found. That's sort of how she sources her wardrobe. Rue's opening look, we're super inspired by Hunter S. Thompson, and she fancies herself like this gonzo character and doesn't really fit in. I was dying to get a hold of one of the Abercrombie & Fitch jackets that Hunter Thompson wore. My friend, Callie DeWitt, just replicated it and was able to provide those for us. Cassie is always performing, but she's just performing for Nate, and she's dying to break out and perform for the world.
When you first meet Cassie in season 3, she is filming a TikTok video of how much is that dog in the window?
Which is inspired by the original Playboy bunny costume.
I'm just creating content.
We used a lot of butterflies as a theme because she comes out of the like Nate cocoon.
The jean butterfly outfit is pretty iconic. Cassie was in like this cheetah one piece. I was like, is this a costume party?
The Cassie Zilla costume, this is a piece that I designed for Victoria's Secret.
You look good, bitch.
Maddy is a brilliant, complicated person who's like always plotting, and she uses her wardrobe to persuade people to trust her.
I really love like all the looks this season. Working with Natasha was such a dream. We got in the room together and we didn't have to say much. It just was flowing beautifully.
It's so rare to get to work with an actor that has encyclopedic knowledge of like vintage couture fashion, which is exactly what I wanted for this character. It made for a really fun dialogue, talking about where she would be sourcing things, figuring out what made sense from a character standpoint and a stylistic standpoint.
We wanted to implement more color into Maddy's wardrobe this season. There was a lot of darker tones and a lot of black season 2, which represented where Maddy was at in that time.
Maddy will not relinquish her power or accept defeat. And that Laquan Smith suit is fully a representation of that power that she harnesses.
For the lunch, we wanted Maddy to look and feel larger than life. She has her glasses and her fur and her gloves, and she's there to like set the tone.
You look amazing.
Her vintage Gautier runway suit, we tried it on at the camera test and everyone lost their minds. We knew we wanted to save it for a really powerful moment, and it felt only right to use it when she and Alamo first collide.
Pardon my manners. Alamo Brown.
Maddy Perez.
Lexi wears a lot of vintage because she doesn't believe in fast fashion and what that's doing to the planet.
We got a lot of corduroy and vests, prints, and cool vintage pieces. There was this red tailored three-piece suit that I got to wear with these platform red Gucci shoes, and I was just like strutting around the Warner Brothers stage.
I think she looks amazing and is a really fun character with great sense of style. Jules is having this existential push and pull between shedding her ethereal whimsy and becoming the art piece as she moves away from her art community. She also has disposable income. She's going to Balenciaga, going to Kiko Konstantinov. Like, these are all the places that I think she would be drawn to.
I think clothes are a really powerful mode of storytelling. And I think the artistry and the craft is just like exquisite.
Nate primarily wears Bottega Veneta. They provided the majority of his wardrobe. The whole point of his costumes were to try to make it feel like performative workwear, and what better way to do that than with multi-$1,000 leather shacket made to look like the working man's. For the wedding, I co-designed Cassie's dress with Jackson Wiederhoff.
I absolutely love my Wiederhoff wedding dress. I had worn Wiederhoff's dresses before, and I was obsessed with the corsetting.
Getting into the mindset of Cassie, wanting to feel like a princess.
She wanted to have that big, huge ball gown, full-blown glamour.
Nate's tux is custom designed Bottega Veneta. They ended up making him a beautiful tuxedo for the wedding. We made the best wedding dress ever for Cassie, and now we have to make something for Maddy that totally shows her up.
It had to be something so outlandish and incredible and beautiful.
I was meditating, and the vision of Maddy's dress came to me. It's got the religious iconography, it's fucking hot, it's like gravity-defying. How is the whole front of that gown balanced on this rosary?
I think it's a bold move to have the rosary hanging right above my tasteful bum. God can be anywhere.
Jules is returning to see the old gang. That dress is Acme Spring 2023 runway. It's one of one, never went into production. She and Rue having that tonal similarity was a symbol of their connection. Lexi's wedding look, it's Nana Jacqueline, who very generously donated all of the bridesmaid dresses.
And I think the bridesmaid's dress felt very silly. With all the bows and the matching bow earrings and bow clips. Very Cassie.
This season, we have such a broad range of characters. There's someone for everyone.
Faye is all about impressing Wayne. To me, her style looks like she shops at like the Goodwill bins.
She's going to thrift stores and shoplifting. She's just like, ooh, that's pretty, goes in the pocket.
This season is sort of a workman style. Things fit baggy, oversized. He's not really stunting with style.
Discovering his military background and really informed who that character is.
I think Bishop's look in episode 8 is like legendary. Like, it's truly iconic.
This is a woman's coat from the 1970s. The sleeves were too short, so I took the belt and turned it into a cuff to lengthen the sleeve and make it work.
Looking right in the eyes, camera, then taking that jacket with me.
Alamo suits are just out of this world.
Ernest W. Baker made a lot of his suits custom.
They were always matching. The colors were exotic. It was what I called cowboy chic.
The scorpion cowboy boot tips, it felt like he associates more with a scorpion than a snake.
The cowboy boots and the hats and the belt buckles was really important in understanding who Alamo was.
We put a little brooch that we thought his mother would have had, an homage to Mama Brown.
I played the guy, but it's the heads of department that help create him.
Natasha brought a whole level of character and humor to the piece.
Natasha was wonderful with the costumes.
She's amazing, and also the most stylish person herself.
I'm hoping that this season is something people will keep rewatching for many, many years. That's why we work so hard to create the characters we create.